Welcome back, everybody. It's Rama from Junk Journal Divas. Hello, my friends. I am back with a final flip through of my dollhouse book, and I have to say this is my favorite journal that I have made yet. I'm so excited to show you. So I'm going to do a flip through, and then I will go into the process video and show the third stage, which was making the covers and some of the stuff that I did here. So let's get started. Starting with the outside, I made this little tassel, and I even put, if you can see, I put some beads on the gold string and used a lampwork glass bead, and it is just on a pin, so you can take it off if you want. Now, usually what I do is I will just tie this around it so that this is secure, but just for the flip through, I left it. We have this little mini book, and on the front, I'll put all the links for all the goodies that I've used. All of the printable digital pages. Now, it's not exactly like this. I had to change the sizing of a lot of pretty much everything. But it's kits from Pixie Dust Files. A lot of the trims, I'll add links to that. I got from Mary Not Martha and Boho Daydreams. I just got this circle trim from Mary Not Martha, and I love it. Then also, I'm going to show you a whole bunch of these embellishment pieces. I got a package from Boho Crafty Chica, and she does custom packages, so I have her link also. Lots of fun stuff to add to journals. And then on the outside, I have this beautiful embellished fabric. Now, here is the super fun thing about this journal is that this comes off. So I used magnetic snaps. So let's look at this little lady first. And I will just keep her up here. So we opened her up, and I just put a sari silk tie here, little ephemera pieces, and all the same papers. I'll hold it up here. We have the little dollhouse. This is my avocado dyed paper, and I did some stamping. And we have a pocket here with another portrait. This is a little doll that I cut out and I backed it so it kind of has a little 3D effect. Another portrait and some stamps. This is a little pocket that has a doll in and also flips. And then we have another pocket here, something tucked in. Another dollhouse, avocado paper. And then here I have this little clip here, and this pulls out. Then we're on to the next signature, and that is also a pocket. Then I have a little envelope here. These are the portraits that I added the frosted crystal to. Avocado dyed paper, and some of this paper has a shimmer on it. Also, these just paper packs are in my Etsy shop, although I think I only have like maybe one or two left. More stamping. I added one of my tea bag tags. How cute. I just love making those. Another pocket here. And then we are at the end. And I signed everything. Okay, so that is our little mini journal. You can probably get a better look at the tassel this way. Okay, so I'll put her aside. And now let's move on to this. And by the way, this measures 6.5 by, I guess it's like 4 3/4, and the spine is a big inch. So this is her. There's more of that circle trim from Mary Not Martha. And if you guys remember, if you saw the process as I've gone through this, I had black beads here and I had to change it and make them softer so they all match now. Okay, so we open her up. I have more of the magnetic snaps here. On this side, I added a little pocket. So I moved some of the ephemera pieces around just a little bit. Here you guys see the little key, and I left it just kind of slides here, the key to the door. So there's that. Okay, so let's open her up. Now nothing inside here this is all the same. So again, we have the flips here with some of the portraits. Have little doll cards here. Flip this open, we've got more doll cards. One here, a writing spot here. On this side, I have these 2 little envelopes with some goodies down in there. And then we have dollhouse cards tuck in here. We open this up, have another little portrait, a mini envelope with something good in there. Then we're coming to the middle section here. So this is a belly band. I have lots of embellished sari trims, like all of my beautiful trims that I've been kind of hoarding and saving. So I broke all of those out. And then this is just a really cute tag with some goodies tucked down in there and ribbon. Okay, and then this will flip up. And I have a little card, journaling card, and one here. So then we flip to this side. Okay, so here, I'll start on this side. If I open this up here, and I have the dresses, everything backed, and then I also have these dolls that I cut out and backed. So, and they're actually backed with homemade paper, so they feel really, really cool. They're really soft, velvety, you know, that paper feel. Okay, and then on this flip up, I switched this out. I put another glass bead, lamp work bead, and you know, these are all handmade glass. My frame, this is Tim Holtz frame that I used, and then we open her up, and just a little goodie inside here, and then open this up, our house. We have a page here, got this beautiful lace trim, and another card, and then we can close those up. And then moving on to the end here. On this side, this flips open for some space to do what you'd like, journaling or whatever. I have a little flippy here with a card. And then here, this opens up, we've got a journaling spot. And if we untie this, then we have all of our little princess girls. How cute are these portraits? And then the other side is my avocado dyed paper, and I just added some black circle to kind of go with all of the papers here. Then on this side, This is a little fairy tag that I embossed, so that's the color. And all these are vellum pockets. On some of these, like in the front, I embossed the vellum pockets. Okay, so then we're moving on to the last page. So there's the last page. This is a pocket. And there's also a pocket here, and it's kind of a hidden pocket because it is where the two papers sandwich together. So I'm leaving this in there so people know that it does exist there. And then we can close this all back up. And there we go. And then we've got the magnetic closure, magnetic and snaps. So there we go, guys. I love this journal so much. I hope you enjoyed watching me put it together, and I hope you love it too. This will be in my Etsy shop as soon as I get some good photos to put on the listing. If you have any questions about it, let me know. And now I'm going to finish and show you the rest of the process video. Friends, I am back today to work on a cover for my little folio that I have been making. So this is the folio, and just to kind of open it up to kind of get a look at the colors, I've got a lot of pinks and blues. Pink and blue, some turquoise, lots of fun, bright colors, a little purple here. So with this in mind, I want to make my cover. So this is just a piece of cardstock that I cut. It was actually it's actually kind of cool. It's this paper that I got a while ago, and it folds into a square or whatever shape that you get. So it's kind of like a canvas. But anyway, I have a lot of them, and I thought, let me use one of those. And I'm trying to decide on fabric. So I have these beautiful pieces of fabrics from India. And I'm thinking of doing kind of like a patchwork type thing. This is what I used for my other little dollhouse, my paper doll folio that I made for a swap. And I thought those colors really go together really well, don't they? So hard to decide. And then, you guys, I love polka dots. I have this polka dot fabric. I don't know, I don't think this is, I like this one because it has the muted colors in there also. I think I will say no to this one. Then there is this beautiful piece of embellished fabric. That would actually be really pretty. So many decisions. Okay, let me move this. I want to see just this piece. That looks really beautiful, doesn't it? I don't know, I might have to do this one. Okay guys, I am back. Now let's cut this, because of course we don't want to waste any of this beautiful fabric. So, and with this fabric, I do not want to use glue. So I'm going to just use some of my double-sided tape, because I am going to sew around the edges. So I'm showing some of the process, but this is definitely not a tutorial because I'm kind of speeding through everything and I'm not showing all the little details. It would take numerous videos to go through all the stuff that I did. There's so much that went into this book. So I'm just doing the double-sided tape and then sticking it down. And then of course cutting around very carefully because I want to save this gorgeous fabric. And then I'm also putting some more tape around the edges to hold my fabric when I fold it around. So I'll just do this. I'm going to cut the corners like I always do. If you guys want a tutorial on this, I know I have done it before and I have tutorials on it. So just leave a message or a comment and I'd be happy to link one of those videos or do another one showing some different technique or whatever it is. Let me know what you would like to see. So I'm just adding a tiny bit of glue to the corners here, and that's just going to hold that fabric in the very, very tip. So now I have that part done. And I'm going to move on from here. I'm going to move on to making my mini journal, and then we'll come back to the main cover, and I'm going to put those snaps, the magnetic snaps on. I'm getting my papers ready for my mini journal, and I ended up doing 2 signatures, and it has a hidden spine, so I will show that, but again, it's going through it really quickly, so I wouldn't exactly call this a tutorial. If you need more, direction and instruction on how to do that. And I'm just showing a little bit about how I made the pockets, various types of pockets. And this is pretty easy. I'm just gluing the papers on to create the pocket. And then for the second pocket on the other side of the page here, I just have this piece of paper and I'm going to cut it in half. So the top part I will glue directly down onto my page, and then the second part, the bottom part, I'm just going to glue around those 3 edges to create my pocket. Okay guys, I'm back to work on my little mini journal, and I have 2 signatures here. I'm just going to do 2, and then this will be my cover. I'm going to use my template and put here and poke my holes. So I'm going to use this template to mark where I want to make my holes on my 2 signatures, and then I'm not showing everything for how I did this little cover because it's the same exact process. So just a little bit here. And then I'm going to move on to sewing the signatures in because I did the hidden spine. So I'm using that template right now, and I just put some double-sided tape on it, and I have this little piece of fabric. I'm going to cover it. So this will be glued down into the spine of my journal. So I'm just kind of repoking where I made those holes so that it goes through the fabric and I can see where the holes are. And then I am sewing my signatures to this template, and then I am going to glue it into my journal, and that is a hidden spine. And really all this is a way to cover up the threads and everything so the threads aren't on your spine on the outside. So here I'm gluing the spine in and just making sure it's straight, pressing it down all the pages, and then I'm going to do my inside covers. I put this little flower on the front, and I just wanted to show some of the other goodies that I got from Boho Crafty Chica. So this came in a package from her. Her link is also in my video description. But look at all of these gemmed, beautiful brooches and just all kinds of fun vintage jewelry and costume jewelry. I love adding things like this to the cover because you can, sometimes if they're big enough, you can just put some lace or a doily under it and it looks great as is, very easy. The last thing I'm showing here is making the tassel. I wanted to make a little tassel with some of my fuzzy fibers, which I also have these packages of fuzzy fibers in my Etsy shop. The link is right at the top of my video description page. And I won't have this journal in my shop quite yet. Hopefully within a day or two it will be in there. So I'm just showing here, I tied my fibers together and now I'm just wrapping the wire around. Now again, if you want to see a tutorial, I will put another link in the video description for making these where I do it slowly, and it's a tutorial for making tassels and all the different beads and different options that you have and ways to make it. And then after I get all my beads on, I did go in and I added some little seed beads to the gold thread that I put in here. So I just wanted a little bit of weight, add that different texture, and a little bit of shine and bling. So I'm just attaching it to my journal here, and I have some close-up photos that I'm going to show you next. And you guys, this was, I can't even tell you, so much fun to put together. I loved making this journal. I hope you guys love it as much as I do. And again, if you have any questions about it, just leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And I will see you for my next crafty adventure. Thanks so much for watching.